So last time we discussed three demons which Krishna kills. One is Putana, first one, and second Shakatasura, then Trinavrata. So Putana represents the false guru, bogus guru. Krishna protects the devotee from bogus gurus. So that is first one. Shatakasur means he represents old and new bad habits. And so Krishna mercifully removes all the old and new bad habits. When we chant nicely, old and new bad habits will be removed. So Krishna helps in that. And third one is Trinavrata. Trinavrata represents pride, false pride due to material education. Someone who has a lot of education, they are puffed up in general, and they create a lot of bogus philosophies with their rational ideas. So Krishna kicks that out from the heart of a new devotee who is puffed up with a material scholarship. So Krishna does perform these pastimes of killing the demons only in Bhauma Lila. Only when he comes down to the earth planet, he does his activities. He doesn't kill the demons in spiritual Goloka Vrindavan, because there is no enviousness, or there are no demons exist there. They are only in material world. So if Krishna wants to kill the demons, he has to come down to material world. So these demons, so in Krishna's pastimes are two types, as I said last time. One is Nitya Lila and other one is Naimitika Lila. So Nitya Lila means eternal pastimes, which happens eternally, obviously Nitya Lila. So they are called Ashtakalya Lila. There are eightfold pastimes. So in Goloka Vrindavan, the 24 hours is divided into 8 parts. So total is like 3 hours, almost 3 hours each part. So Radha and Krishna, they are at the various places doing the pastimes in those 24 hours. Like in the morning time, Krishna is in Nandagaon, and Radharani is also in Yavat. So Radharani comes to Nandagaon to cook breakfast for Krishna in the morning, like at 7 o'clock. And then Krishna has a breakfast. Then he takes the cows, and with all his cowherd friends, he goes to the forest, Vrindavan forest. Then Srimati Radharani goes to her home. She also gets ready, and she also goes to the forest to collect flowers for puja and other things. So can you see my screen? Yeah, everybody?
Yes, Prabhu, we can see the screen.
Okay. So then Radharani and her Sakhis and all, they arrive at Kusum Sarovar at Govardhan. Krishna and Balram, along with cows, they are also at Govardhan, and around like 10 o'clock, 10-ish time. Then Krishna sneaks out and he goes to Kusum Sarovar to meet Srimati Radharani. And actually, by then, around 10:30, they go to Shamkund, which is at the very beginning of the Govardhan. So Radhakund, Shamkund are like eyes of Govardhan. So Radharani goes there and she takes bath in Shamkund along with her Sakhis, and Krishna also comes there to take bath in Radhakund. So they have from 10 to almost 3 o'clock, they have their pastimes there, which is the topmost place, Radhakund, Shamkund. Then again, after 3, Krishna comes back to his cowherd friends, and then they play there. And from there, by evening 5-6 o'clock sunset time, he takes all the cows and comes back to Nandagaon. And then in the evening, Krishna churns takes the milk, milks the cow, and takes the milk and everything. And then he has dinner. And after that, he goes to sleep. But actually, pretending to be sleeping, he wakes up and he goes to Vrindavan forest. There he plays the flute, and again he calls all the gopis to do the Rasalila pastime. And then again that happens till morning 4 o'clock during Mangalarti time. And around 4 o'clock, Radha and Krishna, they again go back to their home. Radharani goes to Yavat or Barsana, Krishna goes back to Nandadam. So it's like in 24 hours, this eternal pastime is going on with Radha and Krishna in spiritual world. So there's no question of demons there. But in material world, the same pastimes are happening when Radha and Krishna come here. But Naimittika, in between, the demons come and Krishna fights with them. So Krishna shows his heroism, his chivalry rasa, Veera rasa. So that also attracts gopis and all the Vrajvasis. So it is kind of adding spice to the pastimes, killing of the demons. And not only that, when Krishna comes, he does multiple things in one action. So he kills the demons because demons are cursed or blessed to take birth during Vrindavan pastime and get killed by Krishna and attain liberation. That is point number one. And point number two is Krishna also want to enjoy the Veera rasa and show that how he is heroic in front of all the gopis. So that it adds spice to the relationship. And and third thing is he also protects the devotees. By killing these demons, he also protects the devotees. So for various reasons, Krishna does his pastimes. So as we discussed, Putana is comes as a nurse. She comes as a nurse to give milk to Krishna, pretending, but actually she gives poison to Krishna in the form of milk. So Krishna knows this. Krishna is Supreme Personality of Godhead. So he takes out all the poison, and also he takes out her life, and he kills her. But what happens? She gets liberated, and Krishna is so merciful that he gives her position as a nurse in the spiritual world. And so it's Putra represents a false guru, bogus guru. So Krishna saves us devotees from false gurus. Krishna is in our heart. He will help us from false gurus. Then Shatakasura also, Krishna mercifully removes old and new bad habits. And Trinavrata, he destroys our false pride due to our education. If we are, highly educated and all, and we have some kind of pride that I know everything and all, Krishna destroys us by humbling us. Okay. And now we'll go to the fourth pastime, which is the deliverance of Nalakuvara and Manigriva. So what they represent, Nalakuvara and Manigriva? Let's see. So Nalakuvara and Manigriva, they represent pride and arrogance. They represent pride and arrogance, coming from the feeling that one has an aristocratic birth and is wealthy. The previous one was arrogant pride because of material education. And this one is pride and arrogant because of aristocratic birth and is wealthy. So pride is a common thing. The reason is different. Aristocratic birth means you're born in some kingly family, king, or some big family, or like a very rich family, well-to-do, very powerful people, born in that family. So naturally, anybody who's born in that family, they are very proud, because they don't know that everything belongs to Krishna. Isha Vashamidam Sarvam. So everything belongs to Krishna, and Krishna is a proprietor of everything. They don't know that. They think that they own everything, and they're proud of that, and they're arrogant. What happens is people who are very proud and arrogant, what they do is they don't have mercy, and they don't have judgmental intelligence. So what they do is they kill animals to satisfy their tongue, and they enjoy with women, and they drink alcohol. Basically, they break all kind of regulative principles because they think that they have wealth and power, they can do anything. So what happens is by doing these activities, they become degraded. So so Krishna, I want to show mercy on such people. He will actually enter into their heart and destroy this pride and arrogance by removing that wealth and the feeling of aristocratic birth, so that he can take up devotional service properly. So Krishna destroys pride and arrogance from the heart that arises due to aristocratic birth and wealth. So the story of Nalakuva and Manigriva is they are sons of Kuvera. Kuvera is the most powerful person, is the richest person in the universe. The richest people on this earth are nothing in front of him, because they are only rich with a fake currency or the paper currency or so-called numbers in the bank account. But actually, Kuvera actually has immense wealth in the form of uh, gold and various kinds of precious stones and everything. And he's very rich. He is the treasurer of the demigods. So all the riches are in his control. He has two kids, Nalakuvar and Manigriva. And they are so puffed up that they are bathing in a river naked, and they are also with some other girls. So at that time, Narad Muni comes there. Narad Muni comes there and he sees the situation. So Nalakuvar and Manigriva are they're so drunk, intoxicated that they don't know who is in front of them. But the women, they understand he is Narad Muni, and they run away, they hide. But these two persons, they are so puffed up that they don't care. In front of Narad Muni, he is a saint. He is a very powerful saint, the devotee of the Lord, pure devotee of the Lord, and they don't give him proper respect. They misbehave actually. So Narad Muni, out of mercy, he curses them. So one important point here is the curse of a devotee is also good. Not only a blessing of a devotee, the curse of a devotee is also for good. So anything from a devotee or Krishna is good. Externally, it may appear something worse materially, but actually it is for good. Even when spiritual master chastises a disciple, it is very good. So because it purifies. So Narada Muni thinks that, okay, I have to deliver these people, otherwise they will be they'll be wasting their life. So he curses them to become trees, Queen Arjuna trees, and these trees are actually in Nanda Maharaja's courtyard in Gokula. So here Krishna didn't move to Nandagaon yet; they're still in Gokul, in Mahavan. So they're cursed to become trees in the courtyard of Nanda Maharaj. So these two trees are standing in the courtyard of Nanda Maharaj for so many years. They're waiting for arrival of Krishna, and they're seeing everything. They're seeing everything, what is going on and everything. And eventually Krishna takes birth, and Krishna is very small. And this pastime happens on Diwali day in the month of Kartik. So it was a Diwali day, and Yashoda Maya is very busy, and many servants are also very busy because it's a day of Diwali. It's a morning of Diwali, okay, in the month of Kartik. So, but Krishna, he demands, he just gets up and he goes to Yashoda Maya. He says he wants milk. Then, but Yashoda Maya is very busy. So at that time, but still she gives milk. But she hears something, some sound from kitchen that the milk is coming out, and because of the fire. So Yashoda Maya puts Krishna down, and she runs into kitchen to take care of that milk, the milk, spilling milk. But Krishna gets angry and he breaks all the pots, and he goes into the storeroom. He breaks all the pots there, and he takes out the butter and feeds the monkeys. And from there, when Yashoda Maya comes back, she sees whole mess, and she sees Krishna, and Krishna is like so scared, starts running from there. And Yashoda Maya takes a stick, and she also runs behind him. And Krishna is running so very fast, and Yashoda Maya is also like running behind him. But Krishna sees that Yashoda Maya is becoming tired, so he allows her to be captured by Yashoda Maya. So Yashoda Maya catch holds of him, then she ties him to the grinding motor. because in the storeroom, he uses the grinding motor to climb to take the butter. So since grinding motor is also a partner in the crime, so she ties Krishna to grinding motor outside, because he created a mess inside the home. So outside she ties him, but she doesn't tie him right away. She tries to tie him, but she always falls short, 2 inches too short. Like always 2 inches too short, she falls. She gets more ropes and everything, but she couldn't tie him. So eventually she gets so tired and fatigued. Finally, Krishna, being so merciful, says, "Okay, now you tie me." And finally, she ties him. Krishna allows her to tie. That is the point. And all the gopis, they all see, they see, how all the gopis also bring the ropes and everything. But finally, all the gopis, okay, now Krishna is tired. Now we can do our work at home. So they all go inside, and Krishna is tied to the grinding stone, and then the gopas come there. The gopas come there and see him. See the situation of Krishna, and oh, Yashoda Maya has tied Krishna because he is becoming very, very mischievous. So they go and try to remove the rope, but they cannot remove the rope. It's so hard. The reason why, because Mother Yashoda has tied Krishna to grinding motor with her love of Vatsalya ras, Vatsalya bhav, parental ras. So that is very tight. And the gopas, they are in the Sakhya ras. So they cannot untie the rope which is tied in Vatsalya ras. So even Balram comes there, and Nanda Baba comes there, and even Nanda Baba also couldn't remove Krishna. But that happens later. But before that, all coward boys, they try a lot to remove the rope, but they cannot. Eventually, Krishna thinks, okay, let me do it on my own, and he sees these two Arjuna trees. He walks, right in between the trees, and the grinding stone gets stuck to the trees, and eventually Krishna forces, and those two trees falls down, and there's a big sound occurs then at that time. And at that time, these two personalities, Nalakova and Manigrava, they come out. They're like they're demigods, very nicely, completely dressed with all the ornaments, everything, and they're glowing, and they're in the sky, and they see Krishna, and they start offering the prayers to them. They start offering the prayers, and Krishna is like, is not interested in their prayers, and he just want to be untied and go and play with coward boys. The only reason why he delivers Nalakova and Manigrava, because Narad Muni has gave them mercy to them. So to get Krishna's mercy is very difficult. But if we get the pure devotee's mercy, then Krishna will give us all the blessings. Otherwise, Krishna personally, he won't really bother us. He will just give us a lot of freedom to do whatever you want. I'm busy with my devotees. So if someone gets the mercy of pure devotee, then Krishna gives Krishna's attention goes to that person. Since Narad Muni has given mercy to Nalakova and Manigriva, Krishna's attention went to them, but he only did it on behalf because Narad Muni has promised them that Krishna will deliver them. So just to keep the word of Narad Muni, he delivers Nalakova and Manigriva. Otherwise, he doesn't have any personal interest in delivering Nalakova and Manigriva, because there are many jivas doing their own things in this material world. Krishna doesn't interfere. He doesn't interfere with our freedom. He will interfere in our lives only when we serve a pure devotee. When we serve pure devotee, Krishna becomes merciful on us. That you took care of my devotee, so I'll give you all the blessings. That's why in India, in our culture, in the Vedic culture, we always take care of sadhus, whoever they are. We see them, we take care of sadhus, because they carry Lord in their hearts. So in this way, we can please Lord by serving sadhus. And by that, Krishna will mercifully glance on us. Otherwise, Krishna will not even look at us. And in the form of Paramatma, is just witnessing the action and giving us the results. So that is very cold. But Krishna, to get Krishna's mercy, you have to serve pure devotee. So in this way, Narada Muni gave mercy to these two brothers, and they got then eventually they got Krishna's mercy. And when after that, Nalakur and Manigriva, when they got released, they offered their prayers and they went back to their heavenly planets. But after doing their, but they saw Krishna, right? They saw baby Krishna. How can they still be in material world? So they have to serve their life, but at the end of the life, they went back to Golok Vrindavan, and they attained their eternal seva as a court jesters in the court of Nanda Baba. So in the evening, when Krishna takes dinner, and after dinner he comes into the main room where these two personalities, Nalaku and Manigriva, in their spiritual bodies, they actually sing so many songs of Krishna's pastimes. They narrate so many things. So they basically entertain Krishna. That is their eternal service. That's what they are doing right now. So in this way, Krishna delivers Nalakuvar and Manigriva. So Nalakuvar and Manigriva destroys, they represent pride and arrogance. So how Krishna will destroy the pride and arrogance coming from aristocratic birth and wealth? Krishna will take away all their wealth. That is the answer. So if someone is proud of their wealth, Krishna, to show them mercy, he'll make them poor, put them in poverty, so that they'll come to their senses and then become devotees. So they lost everything by becoming trees in the courtyard of Nanda Baba. So why trees? Because they were naked in the water. So usually trees don't wear clothes. So they have to stand naked whole time, whether it is hot sun or cold, winter or rainy. So they don't have any protection. So it's since they insulted or misbehaved with Narad Muni and they were naked, they took birth as trees. So anybody who likes to be naked, they will get a birth as a tree in next birth. If they are very sinful and they want to be naked, they'll take birth as trees. So that is a karma for that. And so in this way, Krishna destroys the pride by making them poor. If someone is not proud of their wealth or their birth, Krishna will not do anything to their wealth, because devotee, if devotee has a wealth, he will use it properly. He doesn't use it for intoxication or illicit sex or gambling or killing the animals. Wealth, and he is very humble. He uses it for service to the pure devotees and for preaching. So a devotee who has wealth, and if they use it for Krishna properly, then that wealth actually multiplies. But if someone misuses that wealth, eventually they will lose that wealth. Obviously, everybody loses the wealth. Hardly they may have the wealth for 30-40 years. Eventually, Krishna comes as death and takes away everything. And even the soul will leave everything behind, including its own body. And the body is burnt and it's thrown away, or it is buried. And that person will not take anything with him or her. So everything belongs to Krishna. If you use everything for Krishna's service, it will have meaning. If you don't use for Krishna's service, it has no meaning actually. It becomes a reason for bondage. It causes more suffering actually. If we don't use wealth for Krishna, it becomes a reason for suffering. Because at the time of death, if someone uses wealth and body for their own sense gratification, what happens is attachment to the body and the family and the wealth and house, everything becomes very strong. It becomes very, very strong. So at the time of death, the person doesn't want to leave the body. He still wants to be in the body. He still wants that wealth, still wants that family and that name and fame. Everything is so much attached that he doesn't want to leave. But death, death is sure for everybody. It will forcefully pull out that person, forcefully take him away from that situation. It doesn't. And at that time, it is said in Garud Puran that like 65,000 scorpions are biting the person at once. That kind of pain he gets, because it is, what is that pain? Because they are so much attached to their body and wealth and name, fame and family, that they don't want to leave, and that causes them a lot of pain. It's like a scorpion bite, and it's very painful. But a devotee, on the other hand, he knows everything belongs to Krishna, including his body, wealth, family, and whatever name and fame he may have. Everything is because of Krishna, and everything belongs to Krishna. And he also knows, the devotee also knows, that he is just rejecting the body and taking one more body where he can continue his devotional service. So a devotee has so much faith. He, even after death, is going to a good place where he can continue his devotional service. So devotee is detached in that sense, because he is always in touch with Krishna. So we have to practice that in our sadhana life. When we are doing our practice, we are not just checking off the things. Okay, today I have to read 10 pages book, 10 pages from this book, check. Or today I have to chant 20 rounds, check. Today I have to go to temple, check. It's not like check mark. It's about what kind of heart and what kind of feeling you're developing for Krishna. What is happening inside? What is happening inside? What kind of change of heart is happening inside? That we have to assess frequently. That is my heart becoming soft? Am I becoming more and more attached to Krishna? Because if you become more and more attached to Krishna, you're becoming more and more detached to the matter. So these two things are very important. My heart is becoming soft and getting attracted to Krishna or not. So we have to follow this. Otherwise, it becomes ritual. Am I following regular principles? Yes, I'm following. Am I chanting 16 ounce? Checking 16 ounce. Am I doing reading books every day? Yes, reading. But is it becoming mechanical, or it is touching your heart? So we have to see the effect of it. So we have to work on the effect. So in this way, at the time of death, it will be very easy for transfer. There is no pain. Actually, it's very transient. Very transient means it doesn't even know that when the soul leaves the body and when it goes to the next. Krishna is very merciful that even before the pain occurs, Krishna pulls the soul out from a devotee. He takes care of devotee so nicely. For non-devotees or the atheist who don't believe in Krishna, Krishna comes to them as death and pulls them out everything. And so future is not so good for them. So the best thing we can do is to let them hear Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, do Sankirtan, give them prasadam, so that their consciousness will be expanded and they'll take up bhakti. So the next demon is, the fifth demon is Vatsasura. So Krishna is also becoming big. So this is all in chronological order. Putana is, when he was very small, he killed Putana. Then you have Satakasura, then you have Trinavrata, then Nalakura and Manigriva. And now we have Vatsasura. Krishna is becoming big, where Krishna, he is like 4 years old, 3 or 4 years old. Now he is like taking the calves. He's herding the calves, like small calves, small like baby calves, because he's not big enough to take the big cows. So he's like 3 years old. And so we will see what Vatsasura, who Vatsasura is. So Vatsasura is a calf demon representing childish mentality, mischievous and too easily influenced by bad association. It gives rise to a type of greediness for sense gratification through which one can become absorbed in materialism. And according to Garga Samhita, in his last birth, he had been a demon from Lila, the son of Muru. He conquered the demigods in battle, and then he went to the Vasishta Muni's ashram, and then he became disguised himself as Brahmana and tried to take the cow. But the cow spoke, "You're a demon in disguise. For this, you'll take birth as a calf." Then Vasishta Muni says that you'll take birth as a calf and you'll be liberated by Krishna. So that is the Vatsasura. So Vatsasura is a demon sent by King Kamsa to kill Krishna and Balram. And Krishna and Balram, they went to the forest. They don't go too far away because they are still small. They take all the calves, and they also have the elderly gopas with them, like big gopas, because they are small kids, right? So big gopas always look after them, what's going on, and they look after them because it's like a training for them. Krishna, Balaram, and all other gopas, like a training for them. So Vatsasura enters the herd of these calves. He takes the form of a calf and he enters, and to plan to attack Krishna and Balaram. But Krishna identifies, okay, he has entered into our calves because the calves are behaving a little weirdly because a demon has entered into the group, into the herd. Krishna tells this to Balaram, this demon has entered, so we should take care of him. Eventually, they slowly go back from the back and hold the legs of the demon and just throw him very far away and hits the tree and gets killed. The calf demon Vatsasura dies. So here what it representing is representing childish mentality. So like when a new devotee comes, takes up bhakti, and he has a childish mentality and very mischievous, troubling others, and very easily in getting influenced by bad association and doing pranks or practical jokes, or for fun or sense gratification, basically being very reckless. That kind of attitude, a devotee, if a new devotee has that kind of attitude, Krishna will remove that from their heart when they sincerely chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra. So that demon represents, Vatsasura represents a childish mentality, mischievous. The next demon is here. A lot of points. I'll share this document so you can read in your free time. But there are a lot of points here by various acharyas. I'm just going like a highlight so that you can have some idea and you can read on your own later. The next demon, that is Bakasur. So Bakasur represents duplicity, kutinati, and deceptive behavior. And hypocrisy, the outward manifestation of false lifestyle of cheating activities. So Bakasur is so usually Baka means it's like a crane. It's a bird crane. Usually cranes are, they are white in color. They kind of look a little bit beautiful, but they're also very violent. So in the same way, Bakasur is a crane, but from outside he looks attractive, but inside he has a propensity to hurt others, to cheat others. So it's a duplicitous behavior. It's a cunning behavior. So there's a history here in Brahma Vaivarta Purana. It is mentioned how he becomes Bakasur. So in his last life, he is Suhrata, a Gandharva, disciple of Durvasa Muni. So along with his three brothers, Pralamba and Kesi. So Pralamba, Kesi, and Bakasur are brothers. They perform austerities at Pushkara Tirtha. So one of the three is picking the flowers and offering to Krishna when they were arrested by a servant of Lord Shiva. And Lord Shiva received them very nicely. He told them that he had promised Parvati that he would curse anyone who took lotuses from that lake. So see here, they are devotees in a way. Bakasur is a devotee because Surata is picking the flowers to offer to Krishna. But that lake belongs to Lord Shiva. So Lord Shiva has a promise to curse anyone who takes it. So in this way, Lord Shiva curses Surata, so he becomes a swan. Eventually, he gets killed by Krishna and liberated. So there he is a devotee. So even we should be very careful as a devotees. If we do any mistake, that may actually spoil our entire devotional service. So we should be very careful when we are dealing with things. We should not do anything which we are not certain of in devotional service. We are not sure, about what we are doing, and we should not do it. We should not just take risk in devotional service. Should be very careful, protect our Bhakti Lata Bij. So Bakasur, so once Krishna and Balaram, they are herding the cows and they are at the banks of Yamuna. And they are sitting there. And the Gopas, everybody sees this beautiful bird is coming there. So very big, white and very big. And eventually it just comes very close to Krishna and starts attacking Krishna, Bakasur. And these cranes, they have the neck, it's very loose. They sometimes they catch the prey and they put the prey in the neck. So in that way, the Bakasur swallowed Krishna, and Krishna was in the neck of the Bakasur. And when he swallowed Krishna, Bakasur felt the heat in the neck area because he's Krishna, right? So he was very furious. So Krishna, then everybody, all the Gopas are scared. Bakasur swallowed Krishna, and eventually Krishna comes out of the mouth and he holds the two beaks, and he just separates them, the two beaks, and stretches the beaks and completely tears off the mouth. And Bakasur, in that way, Bakasur dies. So Krishna enters into the heart of a new devotee and destroys any cheating propensity or duplicity or any deceptive behavior or any hypocrisy. Krishna will destroy that very nicely if the devotee chants Hare Krishna Mahamantra sincerely. So all these bad things that are in devotee's heart, Krishna will remove it. We don't have to put any effort. The only thing we need to do is we should chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra sincerely. That Krishna, please remove all this contamination from my heart. So all these things go away very easily. For a devotee, bad habits go away very easily. It doesn't have to undergo any training or any kind of management, any kind of courses. So when we chant sincerely, Krishna will remove them one by one when we submit ourselves to Krishna. Yeah. We'll go to next demon, Agasur. So Agasur is a big snake. It's like Python or something like that. So represent the mentality of cruelty to others and violence and causing troubles to others out of envy. Usually snakes, they are very angry for no reason. So they have this mentality of always trying to harm others. So any new devotee, if they have this kind of mentality, to harm others, or being violent or being cruel to others, then Krishna will destroy that in the heart. Of course, when we chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra very sincerely. So these qualities, Agasu represent these qualities actually. Agasu. And also it is mentioned here that it's an offense against chanting of holy names. If someone is chanting holy name and if they are very cruel, then it's an offense. So the heart is very hard. So what they do is it takes in the form of unwillingness to help other living beings by giving them Krishna consciousness. They don't want to help other people. They become very cruel. They are very hard-hearted. So Agasur, as per Garga Samhita, he was the son of Shakasura. He had very attractive body, but he one time sees Ashtavakra Muni. Ashtavakra Muni is a sage. Ashtavakra means Ashta means 8, Vakra means bending. At 8 places he is completely bent, completely disfigured. So he laughs at him and says he's an ugly person. And that sage curses him to become the ugliest snake on earth. Then he says, forgive me. He comes to senses and asks for forgiveness. Then the sage Ashtavakra Muni says, okay, you will be delivered by Lord Krishna. Lord Krishna will kill you and you will attain liberation. But that is like, where millions and millions of years he has to wait. Till then he is like a snake roaming on, on the earth. And so Ashtavakra Muni is a great sage, is a very powerful sage. And one thing we should learn is we should not make fun of anybody. We should not make fun of anybody based on their background, how they look, what they eat, how they behave, how they walk, how they talk, and everything. So we should not make fun of anybody. It's like a very violent, it's a cruelty. If you make fun, it hurts them. It causes troubles to them. So we should be very careful not to respect everybody and not make fun of other people. Based on what they do and how they look. Okay, so because that will cause us to be in a very bad situation like Agasur. Because we don't know, who is very, anybody can be very dear to Krishna, and it will cause a lot of problems. So this is Agasur. This is on the day of, this pastime happens on the day of Balram Purnima. Say Balram's birthday. Balram's birthday. So usually it comes in August, month of August. So that day Balram doesn't go to forest. Usually on the birthdays they are pampered. They are at home. They have rituals. In the morning they take bath and they have nice feast. Then they have some rituals because it's a birthday boy. So they stay back home, and they also stay back home so that other people can come home and wish him and give him gifts and all. So Balram stayed back at home. Only Krishna took the cows. So now Krishna is a little bit bigger. It's not small. He can take cows now. So along with the cowherd boys, he crossed 5 years old. Along with cowherd boys, he goes to forest in the morning. Okay, he goes to forest and at Govardhan basically. And there, Krishna is just sitting and playing his flute. All the cowherd boys, they see it's like a cave. It's a cave there. They say, the cowherd boys talk to each other. I have never seen this cave before. It looks like it's a new cave. Let's explore. Then they go near and they see, the bad smell is coming from the cave. What is this bad smell? But cowherd boys, the Gopsakas are very curious. Let's go and explore. If they find something new in Vrindavan, they go and explore. So Krishna understood that his Agasur took the form of big serpent. And the serpent is like 8 miles long. And it's very big body and big mouth. And when it opens the mouth, it's like looks like an entrance of the cave. It was 8 mile long. So it's not small, actually. So they enter into the mouth of Agasur. And Krishna suddenly becomes worried for them because it's a snake. And then he runs, he follows them, and they go inside the mouth. But he doesn't close the mouth right away because Agasur is waiting for Krishna to enter into the mouth of into his mouth. So Krishna also enters into the mouth of Agasur. Then the snake closes the mouth. Then because of the poison and the bad smell, all the acids in the snake's stomach, all the gopas and cows, they become unconscious. Krishna becomes furious and he becomes bigger in size. He becomes so big that he just cuts through the body of the snake and comes out. So it just splits. So the big incision Krishna makes big incision because of his big size. And then a spark comes out of the body of Agasur, and he's just waiting in the air. Krishna collects all the cowherd boys and the calves, and he comes out. And he revives them because of his Lord, right? When he revives and everybody gets up. All the cows and calves, everybody gets up. Then the spark, the spirit of Agasur enters into the body of Krishna. Everybody sees that. So everybody sees, including demigods also see that. And not only demigods, Lord Brahma also sees it. The head of all the demigods. Because they just happen to see the big snake. It's so big that all the demigods come to know that something is happening in Vrindavan. So all the demigods come there to see that, and they become so shocked that how a small kid kills such a big snake, and that a small spark of light, the Atma of Agasur, enters into the body of Krishna. They become completely bewildered. Especially Lord Brahma becomes so confused. How come this small boy has so much power? And so he becomes literally confused, and he's thinking, is he my Lord, Lord Narayan, Lord Vishnu? No, he can't be. He can't be like a small boy with calves and cowherd boys. Or something. I need to check on this guy. They check on this person. Who is this person actually? I want to find out. So that's what Lord Brahma thinks in that way. So here Agasur, once again, Agasur represents mentality of cruelty to others, violence, and causing trouble to others out of envy. This is an offense to chanting of holy names. So we should be very kind to everybody, whether it is plants or animals or even human beings. What to speak of human beings? We should be kind to everybody. And so after this, same day, so Brahma Vimohan Lila happens. Same day, on the Balram Purnima, morning, Krishna kills Agasur, and afternoon, Brahma Vimohan Lila happens, because Brahma sees how the soul of Agasur enters into the body of Krishna. From the sky, he sees that. So Krishna and all the cowherd boys, they come back to the Govardhan, and they have lunch and they take rest. Okay, Krishna is playing his flute. Then Brahma comes there to check on them, to check on Krishna actually. So what Brahma is representing here, we will see here. The pastime of bewilderment of Lord Brahma and his subsequent purification frees us from the cultivation of fruitive activities, karma, and speculative knowledge jnana. It also rectifies the offense of disrespecting the Lord's madhurya feature in favor of his aishwarya feature. So here, Lord Brahma, he is the architect of the whole universe. So he is the repository of all the karma and jnana. So he is in the mode of passion, and he's taking care of, he's ruling the universe. He's doing the administration of the whole universe affairs with karma and jnana. And he is pure devotee of the Lord, but under the influence of Yoga Maya, for that moment he forgets about the bhakti, and he doubts that who is this small boy? I don't think he is my Lord. He's not my Lord Vishnu. So I need to test. I need to find out if he is really my Lord Vishnu. Then I need to know that. So for that, he makes a plan that, okay, I will steal the cows and the covered boys, gopas and the cows, and let's see what Krishna will do. That is his plan. Okay. And what happens is, when Krishna is resting, slowly Lord Brahma comes and steals the covered boys and the cows, and takes them to Brahmaloka, and they are in the sleep. They're asleep. They're completely asleep, and he puts them there. He hides them there. Okay, and he comes back down and he sees, okay, now what Krishna is doing, because when a person goes from Earth planet to higher planets, it's like 6 months, one day there is equal to 12 hours there is equal to 6 months here. 1 day is equal to 1 year. So he comes down after like few hours, he comes back, Brahma Vimanila, but already by then it is like 6 months have passed. So how come Krishna is handling? So he sees that Krishna becomes the gopas. He expands himself and becomes gopas and cows. And Krishna goes back to home with all the gopas and cows, who is himself actually. He just expands, and he goes to the village, to his home. And everybody in the village feels so happy, and they feel that their child is like Krishna. Actually, it's Krishna only, but in the form of their child. They feel even more love, because the origin of everybody is Krishna. When we love Krishna, we automatically love everybody. So we should start from top-down approach, which is like start loving Krishna, then eventually you'll start loving everybody who are his part and parcel. So all the parents, mother and father, they all feel so much love, because Krishna himself is in their home in the form of their boy, who is been kidnapped by Lord Brahma. And even the cows, the calves, they feel more love, because as if they're loving Krishna, because the Krishna has taken the form of calves. So it like that whole 1 year they spend. Krishna, he comes to the forest. He is alone, but he's expanded and he's just doing his pastime in the forest. And Lord Brahma is completely puzzled to see that. And when Lord Brahma comes down to see that, Krishna shows him his Aishwarya feature. He shows him his 400 forms. Everybody, all the gopas and cows, they take the form of Lord Vishnu, holding Shankha Chakra Gada Padma. And by that, and Lord Balaram completely shaking. He just bows down when he sees sees Lord Vishnu, because Lord Brahma's Ishtadev is Garbhodakshay Vishnu. Garbhodakshay Vishnu, why? Because he is a Padmanama. From the navel of Garbhodakshay Vishnu, Lord Brahma has taken birth. So Lord Brahma is created by Garbhodakshay Vishnu, and Krishna shows Garbhodakshay Vishnu to him. each and every coward boy and cow becomes Garbhodaksha Vishnu. He becomes completely bewildered, and then he comes to his senses that he thought, Lord Brahma thought that Aishwarya feature is the greatest, and he did not see the Madhurya feature of Krishna, small boy with covered voice. So he disrespected that Lord's Madhurya feature in favor of his Aishwarya feature. So it's kind of offense. Always Krishna in Vrindavan is at the top place than Krishna in Vaikuntha. If somebody disrespect that Krishna is a small boy doing some funny things in Vrindavan, but Krishna holding Shankha Chakra, Gada Padma and sitting on Ananta Sesh, worshipped by Lakshmi Devi, that's the greatest feature. If there is disrespect Krishna in Vrindavan, then it becomes an offense. So Krishna rectifies that in a devotee out of causeless mercy. He rectifies, he removes that mentality where you love is Madhurya form and don't undermine it when it comes to his Aishwarya form. Okay. So here Lord Brahma is completely bewildered, and then he understands his mistake. He goes and begs for forgiveness, and then he even does the Abhishek of Lord and does the prayers, Brahma Viman prayer, the beautiful prayers in 10th canto, 14th chapter, very beautiful prayers. Lord Brahma offers those prayers and says, it's my mistake, but I'm very powerful, and I thought, I can test anybody, and I know I will know everything in the universe because I am the creator of this universe. I know everything what is happening here. That's what I thought, but I forgot that you are the Supreme Personality of Godhead and you are in control of everything. So forgive me for that. And in this way, Lord Brahma prays to Krishna, and he leaves, and then he goes back to Brahma Loka. So but also Lord Brahma wants to that he wants to take a humble position in next birth. When Krishna comes as Lord Chaitanya, he takes birth as Haridas Thakur in a outcast family, so that he is very humble. He is not powerful. So in this way, he serves Lord Chaitanya, Gauranga Mahaprabhu, his entire life. So, and in this way, Lord Brahma gets delivered. Actually, he is a pure devotee, but this bewilderment is just for the sake of pastime. Also, to teach us a lesson. Lord Brahma is a pure devotee. He is never conditioned by Maya. So just to do the pastime, what pastime? The important pastime is Krishna wants to go and experience the Vatsalya Bhava of every mother in Vrindavan. That is the main reason. Because Krishna goes to Yashoda Maya, that's it. And all the boys go to their homes, but their mothers hanker to serve Krishna in parental relationship, Vatsalya Ras. To fulfill that desire, Krishna takes the form of their kids, but Krishna himself, and goes to their home and stays with them for 1 year. So anybody who is in Vatsalya Ras, they should aspire to be in Brahma Viman Lila, because Krishna becomes their own child in Vrindavan, in Brahma Viman Lila, for that 1 year. So it is very prominent. This pastime is very sweet pastime. If someone wants Krishna as their child, they should worship this Lila, this pastime. Okay. So I will stop here. We have many more. I think hopefully next week we'll complete this. I think we finished. Yeah, we finished only 8. Okay. So anybody have any questions or comments, or do you want to add something? we have like 21 demons. Hopefully, I'll go a little faster. We can complete this and we can go to next topic. There are total 21 demons in Vrindavan Lila. We just completed 8. So next week I will be a little faster. Okay. They're very sweet pastime. Each pastime, there are so many points are there. We cannot cover it in 1 hour. It's like we've got to study and prepare, and because Jiva Goswami and many of our acharyas have given so many details of these pastimes. And they are so sweet. So they are so they are so sweet, and they're surprising things to learn. Like for example, in Brahma Vyoma Lila, how we learn about how the Vatsalya parental relationship is so prominent. So I'll stop here. If anybody have any questions or comments or anything.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Praveen Prabhu. Yeah.
Prabhu, I like some like comments from you today, like even a curse from the Guru Varga or pure devotee is as good as a blessing. So I really like that. Also, you mentioned that the devotional activities that we are doing, we should always check whether we are doing it mechanically or it is touching our hearts. That is a good check or validation, which we need to do regular basis. Thank you so much, Prabhu, for that.
Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you for your comments, Prabhu.
Yeah, also one more comment, like start loving Krishna and eventually we will start loving others. So I was thinking the other way, but yeah, now I got that. So we should start loving Krishna first, then automatically we'll get some mercy and we'll start loving others. Thank you so much, Prabhu. Thank you.
Very nice points. Yeah, very nice points. Yeah. Hare Krishna. Yeah. Whatever devotee does, ultimately it is for good. So curse or blessing, ultimately it becomes good in the end. So when an end is good, everything is good. Yeah. So
thank you, Prabhu. And one question on Bakasura, Prabhu. So there is another demon in Mahabharata. I think Bhima kills Bakasura. He is a different Rakshasa, right?
oh yeah, that's big. That's different. He is. His name is. I think it starts with Baka only. Baka, Bana. Yeah, it's very close. Sounds same. Yeah, sounds same.
Okay.
He kills the demon in near Ekachakra. It's still there, that place. I went to that place in West Bengal. When they are in Vanvas, he kills that demon.
Yeah, it sounds same in, at least in Telugu, like Bakasura they call it.
Yeah,
because in my hometown we have a Dharmaraj. There is a temple for the Yudhishthira. So Dharmaraju we call in Telugu, right? So we have a temple, and they do this like kind of drama every year on the roads where Bhima kills Bakasura. So
yeah. Actually, I think I remember that past time. He goes and he threatens the villagers. They ask him to send food every day.
Yeah, like need to send one guy from, or one person from a family every day. Like
family, yeah. So
no, Bakasura.
Yeah, sounds similar. So eventually, if you cannot send food, you have to send the one person himself. So then Bhima goes and he kills that. That happens during Vanvas. I went to that place. It's in West Bengal. It happens then.
Okay. I got like some memory went there when this Bakasura, this demon came here.
Yeah, that's true.
That crane came here.
I think that demon name is also Bakasura only. Yeah. Because in Sanskrit they have many meanings. Baka, so there are multiple meanings. So thank you, Prabhu. Very nice points.
Thank you, Prabhu. Thanks to you, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you. Yeah, we always need to follow the top-down approach. when we love Krishna, we automatically start loving everybody because everybody is part and parcel of Krishna. If you go bottom up, you will become crazy. Oh, you should love this person. You should like it becomes, it's not a right way. Basically, that's what scientists do. They always want to go from bottom up approach.
Okay.
From the cellular level and try to find the origin of the universe, or all other things. They go from bottom. They take the microcosm level and they want to go to macrocosm level. But Vedas, it's opposite. They go from macrocosm to microcosm, from top to down. So when we go from top to down, there is no questions. Everything is clear. But when scientists go from bottom to up, they get stuck at one point because they cannot go to the next level because there is no connection. They don't have that much capacity to go to the next level. And they stop and they say, okay, it's a theory, or maybe God is doing something, or they're atheist, something. So they don't know. So devotees always go from top to bottom approach or Vedic knowledge.
Yeah. So
Thank you so much.
Few weeks ago or a couple of months ago, I was talking to Mataji in one of the Bhakti Riksha, like I want to see Krishna in everyone, but it is so difficult, Mataji said, and I failed again and again. Practically, when I try to implement that, now I realize it, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna. So
Hare Krishna, Praveen.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Yeah.
Hare Krishna, Praveen. Prabhu, I was thinking exactly the same, that you may have gotten answer to your search of seeing Krishna in everyone. I was thinking about that. Yeah. Yes, so sorry, Adiguru Prabhu, you were saying something. Sorry to cut you off.
Yeah, no, it's very good point, Mataji. Yeah, very nice. Yeah, I'm saying the same thing, that the first thing you need to do is you have to start loving Krishna, who is in the temple in the deity form. So, and then once we understand that he is the origin of everybody, from then onwards we start seeing him in other people. So we have to start from there. Its personal form, home deity, or deity in your heart. When you get attached to that personality, Krishna, eventually that love spreads, because that same Krishna is in everybody's heart. So you start, when you love your Ishtadev and so much, but the Ishtadev is everywhere. So then you start automatically loving everything. It's like this, you love your kid, right? You love your kid, automatically you start loving his toys, pens, or books, or shoe, clothes. It's not like you love its clothes or his books, then you love him and love your kid. Are you getting the point? It's like a crude example, but it's the other way around. When you love your kid, you love everything that belongs to that kid. You don't love the belongings to love the kid. You love the kid, automatically love the belongings.
Very good example, Prabhu.
What, Mataji?
Very good example, Prabhu.
Yeah, thank you. So that's why when we love Krishna, automatically you love everybody. So that is that. You don't try to love the entire 7 billion population on earth, the human beings. It will drive us crazy. In fact, when we love Krishna, we actually love ourselves also very much, because we are part of Krishna. So we are all like, Krishna is the ocean, we are like a drop. So when you love entire ocean, you love each drop as well. So you don't need to separately focus on each drop. So because Krishna is the origin of everything. He is everywhere. He is also with the Atma. He is also within Atma, and he's a source of the Atma. So that is a way. That's why Prabhupada says many times, if you love Krishna, automatically you love everybody. And in fact, to love your family nicely, you love Krishna first, then you have to accept that your family belongs to Krishna. Then you love your family even more. And you love, and that love is actually true love. When Krishna is not there and you just love your family, that love is actually not true love. Because that love is based on the body, which is temporary, first thing. Second thing is the love is based on the what kind of satisfaction it gives to my body and mind. So it is not, it becomes conditional love in a way. When you love Krishna and when you accept that all the family members belong to Krishna, your love for your family becomes unconditional. So when there is a big problem as well, you'll never leave the family. You try to help them. You get enough strength to help because they belong to my Krishna. So that means, we all belong to Krishna. We all link. We are all connected. So that person will take care of the family very nicely because they are devotees of Krishna. Otherwise, what happens is, if they only satisfy me or if they give me comfort, then I'll take care of them or I will love them. The moment they give me trouble, I will reject them. That's what happens. That's why in Vedic culture, there was never called divorce, because this idea was there, this conception was there, because everything belongs to Krishna and they help each other. But now there's a divorce a lot, or kids are orphans because they're irresponsible, like they cannot handle the kids because they are coming in between their sense gratification, whether wife or children or husband. That's why families break. And there are no joint families either now, what to speak of nuclear families. Joint families, in olden days, even joint families were there together because everybody worshipped Krishna or their Kuladevas as a center of the home. So that's why our Vedic culture is very beautiful. If you try to have joint family now, it will be very difficult because there is no center point. There is no true love. There is only compromise or adjustment. Okay, you help me, I'll help you, or you satisfy me, I'll satisfy you till that point. The moment you disagree or you don't satisfy, they leave. So that is what is happening nowadays. So there is no divorce or anything or leaving the kids in Vedic culture. It's all now it's happening. So we should always love Krishna and everybody's taken care in that package.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
I liked one more point, Prabhu, where you mentioned in the Damodar Lila, the Nal Kubera, when they are delivered and they are offering prayers to Krishna, and Krishna is not paying attention. He just wants to go to the Gopas. And and you said that, that's why we need the mercy of the pure devotees, because Krishna pays attention to them, not to us. That's why we need to serve pure devotees and get their mercy. I think that point got deepened and understood, Prabhu, very well, because Krishna is busy here, right? He has gopas and so many pure devotees to play with, and we are here in the muck of muds, and so we have to take shelter of pure devotees and Srila Prabhupada, and Krishna pays attention to them. I like that point, Prabhu.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, our only hope is pure devotees. We cannot approach Krishna directly. Okay, never.
Yeah, I mean, I heard it many times, but never quite understood it. Okay, why not, kind of thing. But maybe with today's Lila, little understanding came.
Yeah,
thank you, Prabhu.
Because in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says that I'm always in the heart of devotees, and they are always in my heart. It doesn't say that he's always the heart of a non-devotees. and non-devotees are in the heart of Krishna, because a non-devotee and Krishna are not connected. Only a devotee and Krishna is connected. There's a connection, because the connection is the spiritual energy, the Bhakti Shakti. And conditioned souls don't have the Bhakti Shakti, so we cannot connect. So our only hope is when we catch hold of Srila Prabhupada will take us back. And on his recommendation, Krishna will come in the purview. Krishna will look at us. Krishna will show interest in us. Krishna will become he'll become very merciful. That is what it is. That's why Guru comes. Krishna only comes as Guru. Guru is nothing but Krishna's Kripa Murti. And Krishna's compassion takes a form, that is Guru. Guru is not an ordinary human being made up of flesh and bones. If you think that Guru is ordinary human being in flesh and bones, it's a great offense. When we see Guru, we see Krishna's mercy in front of our eyes. That is what it is. A very nice point, Mataji, Joshna Mataji. Thank you.
Thank you, Prabhu.
So we'll stop here if nobody has any comments or questions. It's 9:28. So yeah, once I finish this presentation, I will share this PDF. It has many other points in this. You can go through it. Thank you, everybody, Mataji and Prabhuji. I'm just repeating in whatever is here. And actually it is for my own purification. I'm just repeating whatever is there. Nothing is in me. I'm just trying to repeat whatever Maharaj has presented here. So this is for my own purification. I am also learning as I'm speaking. Okay. Thank you so much, Mataji and Prabhuji. Everybody have a good night, Krishna conscious night. And we will see everybody on Sunday, Rath Yatra. In the temple. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhyeva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai.